Welcome back, Truth Seeker. August 4th, 2008. In the news headlines today, Portland, Oregon, front and center for having this major police presence during these protests. And at the top of the headlines, the bomb sniffing dogs and the weapons checkpoints, which allow the police to search people for, of course, weapons. And I want you to understand there's no coincidence about this coming today and Portland being used as the city for this programming, this mental conditioning. This isn't new. This isn't the first time we've seen headlines like this, but they're becoming more and more commonplace. Just like police officers throughout the nation being dressed in essentially military gear is becoming more and more commonplace. This is the growing police state which we all live in the United States of America. And all of this propaganda, this mental conditioning, this programming, it is carried out by a Kabbalistic code. Freemasonry controls this nation, controls government, media, police. Freemasonry is invested in Kabbalah. Kabbalah has a core belief about letters, numbers, and dates on the calendar. The Book of Formation, the important book for Kabbalah, states that God created the world by merging the letter with the number. Lo and behold, the entire English language is crafted with numerical riddle behind it. And take a look at this. Police state has Gematria 44, just like officer, just like military, just like shooting, just like Portland. Portland's nickname is Rip City. That's where I'm from. Both 44. And today is August 4th, the date that's written 8/4 in the United States of America, like 84. The divisors of 44 sum to 84. So 44 and 84 have a relationship. So, what a day for Portland to be used for this police state ritual, August 4th. George Orwell, if you've never read his book, 1984, it's about a nation exactly like the United States of America. A nation that's always at war, a nation that's under surveillance, a nation that is a police state. It was a warning, it was more than a work of fiction. United States of America has Gematria of 84. So does Masonry. Again, this nation founded by Masons, this nation controlled by Masons. That doesn't mean everybody in Freemasonry is responsible, but the people who are responsible, they abide by this Masonic code. With regards to these weapons checkpoints, you know, it truly does violate the Fourth Amendment. Unreasonable search and seizures. So notice the gematria of the Fourth Amendment, 84. And these headlines, you know, contrast sharply with the Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment, 84. Considered today as also Barack Obama's birthday. They have bomb sniffing dogs. Obama was number 44, elected 44 years after the Civil Rights Act. That campaign poster with the word hope equals 44, so does African American. It's the reason MLK was killed on 4/4. Malcolm X assassinated on a date with 44 numerology, and his assassin got 44 years in prison. Anyway, Obama's number 44. His supposed name was Barack Hussein Obama, all part of the mocking that this nation is. Every president's a puppet actor, and it couldn't be any more clear with Trump in there. But think about the name they gave him, Barack Hussein Obama, after years of 9/11 programming and mass confusion with who was responsible. Osama bin Laden blamed, Saddam Hussein blamed. You get Osama, Obama, Hussein. Look at the word bomb and the word Obama, which makes you say bomb. Notice they both have Jewish gematria of 84. And again, the divisors of 44 sum to 84. That means the numbers that divide into 44 equate to 84. This police presence in Portland, Oregon is the 33rd state in order of statehood. It's abbreviated OR. O's the 15th letter, R's the 18th, 15 plus 18, 33. But notice, police 33, masonry 33, secrecy 33, orders 33 in the same cipher, federals 33, special number there to masonry. And also, there's two things going on in Portland today. There's two types of protests. There's people who are protesting having guns. You know, there's an element of the country that's falling for all these false flags and propaganda in the media. Now they want the guns taken away so there's not another school shooting, not realizing that it's their own federal government carrying out all these shootings and staged incidents. Again, it's all propaganda, it's all programming, it's all mind control, it's all steering people down the path of agenda. So half the people in Portland are protesting having guns. There's another group of people protesting there saying we need our guns. You know, we need our guns to fight off fascism, to fight off tyranny. The reason we were given the Second Amendment. In another corner of the world today, in Virginia, just outside the nation's capital, the Stoneman Douglas survivors, which is a load of BS. There was no shooting at Stoneman Douglas on February 14th. Complete propaganda, which we've exposed 1,000 times over. Every story about Stoneman Douglas and all these other school shootings, they're all contrived by the same code. But today, the latest numerical ritual of Stoneman Douglas. Today, they're protesting the NRA in Virginia, and what a day to do it. August 4th, written 8/4 in the U.S., 4/8 in the majority of the world, 4/8 like 48. Look at the Gematria of NRA, 48. NRA also has Gematria of 33 in the base ciphers, and these numbers, 33 and 48, have a major relationship. The divisors of 33 equal 48. 1, 3, 11, 33. Add those numbers together, 48. And with regards to Masonry and Zionism having Gematria of 84, I want to remind about Stoneman Douglas. It's in the Parkland, Florida neighborhood, which is a 80% Jewish neighborhood. They said the majority of victims at the shooting, which never happened, which is a complete fraud, a complete lie, they said the majority of victims were in Holocaust remembrance class, and then the person who became front and center, or the two people who became front and center, the students who weren't even there, are both Jewish. The girl with the shaved head that looks like G.I. Jane, that's another, layer of mental conditioning and programming, teaching the young girls to be like boys and the young boys to be like girls, the other thing they got going on in this nation right now. And then the other one is David Hogg. And what did David Hogg do? He put out a book by the numbers called Never Again, which is what? That's the slogan to remember the Holocaust. Never Again. He puts out a book called Never Again, the majority of victims in Holocaust remembrance class in, a Jewish neighborhood. I mean, what a joke. And again, this practice of Gematria, it's important to Jewish people and Freemasonry. And the reason it's important to Freemasonry is because it's based in the Old Testament, the Jewish portion of the Bible, where Kabbalah and all this stuff is in connection to. So, you just look at what continues to go on and on and on. Also, the day of the Stoneman Douglas shooting, it was on a Jewish holiday. It was on the date of Yom Kippur Katan, which happens to have, the same Gematria as active shooter, number that was coded all over the ritual. So it's not hard to see. You learn the code that they work by. You see through how all of this propaganda and mind control and political agenda, how it's all staged. And this is going on from coast to coast, from Oregon to Virginia, all the way across the nation. Every single day, your news executed this way. For those of you who are younger, 20 years ago, you never saw a police officer that looked like this. This guy looks like he's ready to head over to Iraq or Afghanistan. Go over and pursue those illegal wars that are all part of the government's agenda. Blow up your own buildings, blame it on a boogeyman in a cave, and be at war for, eternity. Then come back home and take away everybody's rights and liberties, and then start creating more fear and propaganda every single day. This is what's going on in this nation. And the sheep are falling for it. You know? Go look at that Donald Trump commercial. Serta Mattresses, 2009, wearing the same suit and tie that he wore on election night. He's talking to two sheep on pillars. Numbers 9 and a number 11 on the side of the sheep standing on pillars. At the end of the commercial, Donald Trump says, "Looking good, number 9," to the sheep with the number 9 on it. If you add the numbers 1 through 9 together, it sums to 45. Donald Trump in that same commercial saying he's born for the job. All this stuff going on in this nation, all planned out. You know, everything. It's an ongoing mocking by the numbers every single day. Numbers are the most important thing to the cabal, the tyranny that runs this place. So learn the code, learn how your masters, who shouldn't be your masters, operate. Until next time.